Hello, everybody. Welcome to Illume's Tea of Life. Illume Digital is a spiritual magazine for the age of Aquarius, bringing you empowering stories from across the world. Today, we have a very special guest, Nicole Rao, on the show, and let's jump right in. Hi, Nicole. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing today?
Hi, Shubha. I'm so glad you called me today. It's been amazing. It's actually been an amazing, maybe say, month or so with a lot of changes. So I've got a lot to say.
This is super great. I think this is the collective shift that is taking place. We are all feeling it. We are all going through the
Mm.
motions, but
Yeah,
not in a bad way. We are really, I feel like all of us are
definitely.
moving towards a better times and, better space within ourselves. Won't you agree?
Mhm. Definitely. I think personally, I would say this past maybe like week or 2 weeks has had a lot of challenges.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, when you have the challenges come up is when you're growing. The reason that you face challenges is because you're changing. You're a little more aware of the differences within the world. And
Mm-hmm.
I think you're kind of like getting out of your comfort zone. When you're comfortable, I feel like, things seem fine. Like, life is great and like there's not really anything coming your way. But it's when you're ready to kind of, like move out of that box or, see something different, you will get challenges, right? You're with other human beings and all of them are different. They're different people. So I think
Right.
now we've come to the age where we're trying to be more attuned with ourselves. And in terms, in order to be more attuned with yourself, you need to get to know other people. We're all human beings at the end of the day,
Mhm.
but we're all human beings who have nuances. We think a little differently, but
Right.
we also can get along
Right.
because we are different, you
Absolutely.
know?
I
Yeah.
I totally agree to that, and I absolutely resonate with it.
Mm.
So the first question that I
Okay.
want to ask you today is, what is that one experience in your life that transformed you?
Oh, interesting. I don't know if I could point it out to maybe one experience. Uh, what comes at the top of my mind is there was in 2021, I had, the experience of going paragliding.
Uh-huh.
So paragliding is kind of when you kind of have to like run off a hill. And
Yes.
this was the first time I ever did that. So I had to run with someone, and this was a complete stranger. So, firstly, I'm trusting a stranger. Secondly, I have to run off a hill. And thirdly, I need to trust the equipment that's on me to let me fly. So
Right.
paragliding is literally like, gliding through the sky. And
Right.
and yeah, so like I think it was an insane experience because I had to trust the unknown,
Uh,
literally. Kind of like, trusting the unknown and, trying to get out of your own head. And like, no matter what, how scary it may seem to kind of literally be jumping into the air, like you don't know what's coming, but that's what the trust is and the faith is. And I'm so used to so much noise. Like right before I did it, like all the thoughts in my head, like I can hear my mom's voice and my dad's voice in my head, like saying, like, what are you doing? Like it was scary. And like I can hear it in their voices, but it's my thoughts. And
right.
like taking the leap and jumping, like running off the hill, like the act of actually doing that, oh my god, it was incredible because then I was able to fly and I could see, like the Himalayas behind me. Like the sun is setting and like the mountains are in the background, and it was so beautiful. So how like I was talking about leaping into the unknown, my cat has literally like run out of the house and there are people chasing her to like, find her. So I feel like it's connected in some way, which I think is so funny because I think, humans, animals, they all have this kind of innate sense of being, and no one should be tied down.
Absolutely.
It may be an it may be an extreme example to take paragliding, running and jumping off a cliff and flying. But every day of life is like that.
I don't
That's what yeah,
I don't think it's extreme at all. I think it's a very beautiful, beautiful thing that you shared with me today because
yeah,
it is true. I agree that every single day of our life is that way. Life is a journey of the
yeah,
unknown, and the more comfortable you are with taking the leaps, and walking into the unknown, the better your journey becomes, and
definitely.
it's really wonderful. So I'm going to ask you this question, for which
Okay.
I've been trying to find the answer, and I'm still
Okay.
searching. What is
Mm.
spirituality according to you?
What is spirituality? You know what? The moment you said the word spirituality, I had all of these thoughts in relation to, people trying to explain it. I don't think you can explain spirituality. Like if I try to explain spirituality, it sounds like religion. Spirituality is literally, even if I explain it now, I don't think you truly fully understand because you have to feel it to understand. I cannot explain it to you. I can explain with my words, but if you don't search for the things that you don't know or the things that you want to know, you will not understand what I'm trying to say.
Mm,
Like spirituality may seem like this woo woo concept of like peace and calm and all of that. But
right.
when you stop thinking, like when you're searching for yourself, if you're searching within yourself, searching within other people, and you stop questioning, but you kind of start listening, I
Mm,
think maybe that's what I'd consider spirituality. Like maybe this innate like knowingness, this innate beingness,
mm-hmm.
it's like it's sort of like this kind of connection to everyone and everything, like even my phone, even my window, like that is spirituality to me. It doesn't have to be a living thing because it's all existing right now, and like I cannot call spirituality thoughts because it is thoughtless. I don't have to think to know what I'm feeling, I'm just feeling it. It's like, for example, when you're happy, do you think about being happy or are you just happy?
Yeah, I'm just happy.
Yeah, you're just happy. So to me, that is spirituality. Like, I don't need to prove it. Like, I know I'm happy. Like, when I am happy, like, right? Like,
Yeah.
you just know. So to me, that's spirituality. Like,
Wow.
I I can't explain it, but I also know that it exists,
Right. Wow.
right?
I completely understand.
Yeah,
I feel what you're saying, it's this
yeah.
being. And I think this is also, one of the reasons why I feel like I'm still seeking and still trying to
Mm,
find
yeah.
the answer to what exactly is spirituality is exactly what you said. The reason is
Yeah,
that.
I mean, we
Um,
are humans, right? We're trying to understand things, and unfortunately, the way we communicate is through words. Like,
yeah.
I can try and communicate with you through my head. I know for a fact that we've had like shared dreams, or, sometimes it feels like we're thinking the same thing at the same time. But, like, again, I can't explain that,
Yeah.
and if we try and talk about it, we kind of lose the point, you know?
Lose the plot. I agree.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
exactly.
here's the thing, right? Every single time I ask this question to someone, and
Yeah.
just earlier today, I had another interview and I asked this question, what is spirituality according to you? And I noticed that everybody, struggles to first, how do I put this? They are like battling between this idea of
Mhm.
what the world has said
Right
spirituality
about it.
is and what they
Mm.
truly feel and just feel, right? Because spirituality is
Yeah.
more about yourself and how you feel. It can't be explained in words and thoughts as such. So it's very interesting to me. Now I will ask you my next question, which is, what does being human mean to you?
I've asked myself the same exact question. And it's funny because I asked myself this question in the form of an interview.
Wow.
So I
It's
think
manifested.
I think it really has. It really has, and it has happened so much sooner than I thought it would actually. Like, I would imagine like how I'm going to look so cool when I'm saying this answer and all of that. And I think, that's just what being human is. I think it's just the heart. The heart to imagine, the heart to live, the heart to want to die, the heart to just anything. I think that's what being human is, having a heart. And like, I think, I would differentiate humans and maybe animals with this whole heart thing is because we have something called, humanity. We can kind of, think about what we're doing. Maybe that's what differentiates us. But I think, what truly makes us beings is to have a heart. Yeah.
Wow. That
I
is
think
that
that's
is
all it is.
that is a very beautiful answer.
Yeah.
Quite profound.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that with me. And
Yeah.
this, I'm going to ask you my very last question. That is, if you could share a message with the world, what would that message be?
If I could share a message with the world, I think this is a message that's come up for me also a lot is don't think so hard. Life is not meant to be so difficult. Try and find silence whenever you can because that's when you truly feel connected. I think we try to think our thoughts out so much and try and understand things, but if we just keep quiet sometimes, then we feel, there's nothing to understand because you're living it. So
Right.
just, keep quiet. Keep quiet a little bit.
Thank you so
Keep
much.
quiet.
Mhm.
No, like keep quiet a little bit, and then you will hear the voice. You will hear what you're looking for. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like it's sort of like a whisper. It's like, kind of like a breath or like the wind in the leaves. I think that's kind of what we're searching for. And it'll honestly like reach you however that makes sense to you. So like I think maybe I've really like made this answer really big. But if I want to say anything to the world is, get to know yourself, stay in silence, and honestly just love. Love yourself, love other people, do anything and everything with love. No matter how hard it is or how easy it is, do it with love because that's what makes life worth living. At least that's what I think. Yeah.
That's a really, really beautiful message, Nicole. And I feel like I
Thank
needed
you.
to hear that today. Thank you so, so much for all your words and sharing your thoughts. Um, I'm pretty sure, it makes a lot of sense to me. Whatever you shared with me today, it makes so much sense. And also because, I have seen you now for a while, and you are
Yeah.
a very inspiring person because you are constantly learning, evolving. And one of the things that I find really beautiful about you is how you ask questions, and I find it really, really very beautiful. And it's amazing. The ability to ask questions is very underrated. And it is when you ask,
Mm.
you get your answers, right? And it goes,
Answer.
and what you said about, sit in silence, whatever we seek, these come in the form of questions, right? And when we sit and listen, it comes to us. So thank you so much, Nicole, for joining me here today. I had such a lovely time. And thank you so much, guys, for sticking around and listening to this episode till the very end. Please check out our magazine, Illum Digital. The link will be somewhere in the description box below. And I will see you again in the next episode. Thank you and bye bye.